for this, x is r cosine theta equals 10. Divide both sides by cosine. Can I clean up the fraction? I can. This is going to be r equals 10 secant theta. Okay, let's look at number 7. I have plain x. When I say plain x to the first power, same with the letter y, first power. So where I see that stuff, I'm just going to drop this in. Everywhere I see the letter x, I'm going to write r cosine theta. Every time I see the letter y, I'm going to write r sine theta plus 2 equals 0. All right, so now that I've substituted it in, letters x and y are gone, cool. Let's focus on our end game. Remember, we really want r to be by itself. So I'm focusing on r. Y'all, this 2 doesn't have r. It's getting moved over. It's getting shoved out of the way. So as we write our next line, focus on how many times you write the letter r, because it's more than once. If it's more than once, we're stuck. We can't solve. I want to solve for r. The only way I can solve for r is if I write the letter 1 time. So I wrote it twice here. Does anybody know what my next line could look like where I only write the letter r once? We always forget this. Look. What if it looked like this? What could I do where I only write the letter x 1 time? Factor it. That's right. That's right. So if you're ever trying to solve any problem and you wrote the letter more than once, see if you could factor it out. Because once you're able to write what you're trying to solve for 1 time, it's over after that. Because now all we have to do is divide by this. So r is going to equal a -2 on top, and then 3 cosine theta minus sine theta. And that's it. That looks a little weird, but that's the right math. You don't have to rationalize a denominator or anything, and I can't combine those, so that's the answer. So with that being said, I am going to do a problem with you. Actually, I'm going to do problems with you. I'm going to do 2 problems with you. I'm going to do number 5 because it's a special case. So number 5 on your homework or classwork, it is y equals x. And we need to convert that to polar form. Remember, y is r sine theta. X is r cosine theta. So write that down and then put your pencil down and watch me. After you write that, just watch me. Now remember the end game, I do want, so if I move this over and set it equal to 0, if I factor the r out, I'm running into problems because if I try to divide by that, r equals 0, and I have no idea what the answer is. R could be 0 for anything. So pick up your pencil. And I would remind myself this is a special case because we're going to write it in terms of theta. R is ideal. R got us stuck. So now we're going to back up and try to write it in terms of theta. Think about the unit circle, y'all. There are 2 places on the unit circle where the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate are the same thing. What radians is it where the x and the y coordinates are the same thing? Yes, that's right. There's one more spot where they're both negative. 5 pi over 4. So anytime sine and cosine equal each other, it's this, y'all. It's this. Or anytime they're subtracted and they equal 0, that's because they're the same thing. It's this. So that's your special case. All right, here's another one that I've been answering questions about all day. I'm just going to work it with you. Can I say it later? Oh, it's that one with that fraction. What number is that? Number 3? Okay. Oh, sorry, sweetie. I would get that, but I would die right now if I tried to get that. 1 plus sine theta. Y'all, did I write number 3 right? Is that what it says? Okay, we're going to write this in rectangular form. No fractions, ever. So get rid of the fraction. We're going to multiply both sides by the denominator. These cancel out, but y'all check out what the left side looks like. You got to distribute that r on the left side. Whoa. So here's what I've got. R plus r sine theta equals 1. There is a letter right now. See this? That's a letter. What letter is that? It is. So r plus y equals 1. I gotta fix this. So whenever you're fixing something, move everything else over. I like that. I'm moving it over so I don't really mess with it too much. So this is going to be 1 minus y. Okay. So remember, guys, r is the square root of something. We don't deal with square roots when I'm trying to write it in rectangular form. So we're going to square both sides. So this is going to be r squared equals, and y'all need to FOIL this out. This is 1 minus y times 1 minus y. So FOIL that out. You FOIL that out. I don't need to FOIL that out. I can do that in my head because it's what I do for a living. You FOIL that out. Here's what you should get. I'm not telling you yet. You FOIL it. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Here's what you should have got. And then we got to code for this. I know exactly what that is. That's x squared plus y squared. Cool. Just move your x's and y's over. Y'all, these y squareds are going to cancel out. So, and the 1 doesn't have an x or a y, so the 1 can stay where it's at. But that's got to get moved. So this is x squared minus 2y equals 1. That's it. That's probably one of the harder ones on your homework assignment. That's why I wanted to do that one with you.